Welcome to Distilling Canada. This is the channel of our journey from learning, exploring, and understanding how to become a distiller. We're doing this under the guidance of another distillery when we started. Now we have our own distillery. We're starting back at the beginning and we're going to start and walk through some of this. Now, one thing I do want to make clear is we do not in any way support any illegal activity. Check your country's legal rules towards distilling. In New Zealand and in Russia, it is legal to home distill. And if you're applying and moving towards getting a distillery license, follow along. This is great information. We would like you to subscribe, share us with your friends, and on the bottom there's a little bell. If you hit the notification on that, you'll be notified whenever we upload a new video. So let's get to it and see what's coming up. Okay, so we finished off the wheated bourbon run, and that's just finished the mash tun. We moved over to the fermenter, and we let it drain a few more times to make sure we got, and we also did a sparging, just a quick sparging. We still have to check the specific gravity, starting gravity of our mash, check the pH again. Last check was, as it finished in the fermenter, was at 5.8. So I'm good with that. If I get down to 5.2 over here with the grains, I'll be even happier. So. Temperature on that right now is 80 degrees in the fermenter, so I can start getting the yeast made up and get that ready, get a starting done on that using the grain that's in there, and then we'll pitch the yeast in a bit. So first off though is in a distillery 90% of the work is cleaning. So open this up. Check, see what the grains are. Yeah, we have a few in here. So, all this, and it's funny because you can see the layers. You can see the corn layer down here, and that gets into the wheat and the barley. And there's some pretty good mixing, but the corn, once again, being as heavy as it was, is on the bottom. And I still see there's a little bit here that could have would have been nice to transfer over, but I guess that's not going to happen. So it's also still really warm, so I'm going to continue on with this. You don't even see any more of this, and then we'll get back to doing the next batch, which is the Eagle's Rare style with the rye. So that's all weighed up. I've already ground all the, you saw me grinding all the barley. So we'll get to that shortly. My temperature is at 108 right now, Fahrenheit, so I'm just about to pinch this in. I'm going to wait to put in the barley until I get around 145, 150. So I've got the 4 full bags of corn and a little extra here that makes up for the weight that you saw on board. Then we have the flaked rye here. Now, this is flaked, so it's been pressure rolled. So with my rye already steam rolled, and it's likely been gelatinized, so I'm okay with this. I'm not going to grind it anymore. I'm going to get what I need out of this. And actually, if you've never had rye in the raw, it's really quite good. Actually, my mash king. And it's the same principle as what I'm doing here. So you bring your temperature, bring your water up temperature, and if you have the mesh basket in there, you can actually put a probe in, an electric element, and you can actually use it as a mash tun. And just use a drill with a bit onto it, you know, like a tape mixer. And you've probably seen that in some of my previous videos as how I use that 10-gallon mash king to do all my mashing in. We're doing 500 right now, so I think I'll use the big one. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes, and I was at 140 or 100 degrees when I loaded in all the corn and all that. We are at 145 right now, so this mash tun is exceptionally efficient. So, and plus I have that jet boiling in the back. That doesn't hurt. But I need it because I can run the mash tun and both stills at the same time. That still helps a lot of growing. I'm still duty cycling only around 70% with all three running full open. So, that looks fantastic. We'll throw in the malted barley now, and then we'll shut off the mash tun, and we'll just let it run for about 90 minutes the way it is. And that should connect to 152. Alright, so it's been an hour and a half now. The malted barley should have done what its job, essentially. But I'm going to go check. I'm going to now pull up, I've got a graduated cylinder and my turkey baster, so I'll suck it out of here. So I'm going to do a specific gravity check, see where I'm at. And I'm also going to do a pH check. And we'll just see how it goes from there. So I've added the malted barley, and you saw me do that, but it's not enough. We just did a specific gravity test, and it came out to 1.050, and we've calculated at 1.080 in our math, so we should be closer to that. So that's telling me the barley, the malted barley, hasn't done a sufficient job. It's been long enough that it should have converted everything. Should have converted in the first 20 minutes, really, and then, you know, a little bit after that. So we're going to add some amylase to this, some alpha amylase, some high temperature amylase. We may run this up a little bit warmer then, because I'm not worried about the barley now. This is a lalamin amylase, and that one tends to run a little warmer than most of your alpha amylase. This is actually a high temperature amylase, so you know, when you do work with this, just know what temperature it's supposed to be running at. Alright, so I've taken a little bit of the yeast out of the fermenter, and I better grab that, man. It's running pretty quick. Pretty good when you can see it rise, right? Running rise. So I gotta add a little more to this, get this rinsed out, get it in there, and I'm not gonna need nutrients for this run. But I am going to throw a little bit of beta amylase in here, just, you know, while it's doing it, just to get make sure I get a good conversion. So this is pretty much most of the yeast. Now, once again, this is just for me. All I want to do here is to find out what these flavors are going to be. Alright, so nothing left now but clean up. There's always lots of that. Fermenter 1, that has the Weller's Antique, and you know, it's working pretty good. I can feel a bit of warmth in there. Not enough for me to actually run these cold jackets. It is winter here in Canada, so I'm keeping the temperature down here and monitoring what these temperatures are, so I don't have to run cold water through them. I can just do it through the air temperature. And this has started, so this is at 85. I'll let this go and see how that does. And once again, I record everything I do, so the pH in this is sitting at, like I said, it's 5.7, 5.8, somewhere around there. I haven't checked this today. I should have, but I'm running a little late and I gotta get going. I will be back tomorrow. Mash tun's cleaned out, still have to wash the floor and everything. And gotta get that done before I head out the door. So, that's it for now. We'll talk to you soon. Hey now, welcome back. This is still in Canada. Last week, or 2 days ago, you saw that we did the recipe for the Eagles Rare and the Antique 107. They're both sitting in the fermenter. I'm about to do another batch of corn shine. And right now the fermenter's filling up with water and it's starting to warm up. So we'll get on with this and you'll see how we blend everything and put it in. Now keep in mind, right behind me, I've got a 1,300 liter mash tun and it has a huge mixer inside and everything else. You likely don't have that. You have probably, if you know, if you're lucky, you have a 10-gallon mash king, which is great. They work wonderfully. If you have one, grab one with the screen. Give me a sec, I'll show you. All right, so this is the mash king. It's an incredible unit. You've seen me in the past use it. And you can brew in a bag, which is, you know, that's a nice way to do it. But I have this metal sieve screen in here. And this thing works like a charm. So, you know, you do it's just a large brew in a bag, holds all the grain weight. So essentially I pour the grains into there. And I got my big mixer here, I throw in the grill, put that in. Spin that around, that does most of my mixing. And you can set your drill up to be on a stand or something so you don't have to keep watching it and everything. But this works just as well as this thing behind me. There's no difference except for size. Your grain weight, if you looked on, if you followed last week, you'll see that the grain weight was a little bit heavy. That's the way it turns out, that is the ratios. So you're going to have a little more difficulty working with all that grain, but shouldn't be the end of the world. I do suggest using a bit of amylase, especially with the corn. It's going to help a lot. So that's it. Now if you don't or can't find the basket right off the beginning, you can actually get an attachment, and I don't know if you can see this inside, but there's attachment in here that is a screen right on the exit spigot there. So that works really well. I keep that there just to make sure I don't catch any grains going down if I spilt out or something. So, and it works well. The screen stands on top of it, so it works really well. I do suggest putting that in. If you don't have a basket, you're doing a brew in a bag, same idea. If you are actually just putting the grains in there and just you know, doing them all up, the screen will work. You may find a couple of times where you actually have to go in and clean it off so the grain's better. The barley and the wheat especially will get on that screen and just plug it pretty good. So just be aware of that. This thing is killer. I've used this a lot and I still use this here at the distillery. So stay tuned. More still in Canada. So right now you can see the mash tun is filling up. And we use Canadian water system. Putting in 1,000 liters of water at a time is pretty hard to judge some days. So we installed an electronic meter. That's this little critter here. Right now it's filling up the mash tun. And it has the on and off solenoid there. And there's the meter. Now over here we just changed this line and the back pressure is not the same. And I did that just before I did the Antique 107 that you use there. So I ended up having more water in my mash tun than I expected. So my specific gravity is a little lower than what I desired for these two fermenters. But that just means I'm going to get less out of it. And the boiler will work a little bit harder. Not the end of the world. They used to be a lot happier if they were working at a lower specific gravity. But they fermented out. I'm already in the future of these, and they fermented out pretty quick already. Alright, so we've started this off with running through all the math, working our way back from the final specific gravity that we wanted, and then mashing it in and throwing in the fermenter. And that's as far as I've gotten so far. So I'm just editing now, doing the next batch, and we'll get this video up. And you know what, we appreciate you folks so much watching us, and we enjoy having you here. So stay tuned, more to come. A lot more interesting things to come, and you know, like George says, happy distilling.